From the Dugan stage in Notable Humanities Studios, this is Not Jeopardy! Today's contestant is a 9th grade student who aspires to be a chef, Trenton Snowder, dressed as Weird Al Yankovic. Jeremy Castaneda is another 9th grade student who attends Roy City High School, and now hosting the Not Jeopardy episode, Guy Smith.
Thank you, announcer. And welcome back, everyone, to the Notable Humanities Podcast. This episode covers Units 3.1 and 3.8 of AP Human Geography, and you can watch The Real Jeopardy! On Sling TV. Let's see our categories for the two of you in our Jeopardy round. We start with material and non-material culture, then modern, pop, sub, folk, and indigenous culture. Then we have cultural relativism and ethnocentrism, synchronism and multiculturalism, and finally, acculturation and assimilation. Jeremy, your knowledge is awe-inspiring. Where do we begin?
I want to do acculturation and assimilation for 200.
The process in which a minority group or culture resembles a society's majority group.
What is assimilation?
That's right.
Acculturation and assimilation for 400.
Process of acquiring or causing a person to acquire American traits and characteristics.
What is acculturation?
Americanization. Modern, sub, folk, and indigenous culture for 300. Folk culture, what is it? What are the cultural practices of small, homogeneous groups living in traditional societies?
Acculturation and assimilation 300.
The positive reaction whereby foreigners readily accept new culture as part of his life and practice.
What is acculturation?
What is cultural adaptation? Material and non-material for 500. Is language considered material culture? What is false? That's right. Material and non-material culture for 400. Is patriotism, the love for one's country, part of material or non-material culture? What is non-material? Correct. Material, non-material culture for 300. Non-material culture. What is a culture that does not include physical objects or artifacts? Bingo, you're right. Syncretism and multiculturalism for 200. Discriminatory or abusive behavior towards members of another race. What is racism?
Modern pop, sub, folk, and indigenous culture for 500.
Indigenous culture / peoples.
What are distinct social and cultural groups that share collective ancestral ties to the lands and natural resources where they live?
That's right.
Acculturation and assimilation for 500.
A process in which an individual adopts, acquires, and adjusts to a new cultural environment due to being placed into a new culture or when another culture is brought to someone.
What is acculturation?
Correct.
Syncretism and multiculturalism for 500.
This is an unrelated question. How many bricks are in the Great Wall of China?
What is around 8 billion?
What is approximately 3,873,000,000? Both contestants are tied for $1,200, and Trenton will go first in the Jeopardy round when we return. This episode of Notable Humanities is sponsored by ACE AI, which helps you quickly do the ACE method. ACE stands for Answer, Cite, and Explain. You use this method to answer short answer responses. Just put in the question and the passage that the question is asking about. Then it will give you the answer. Use ACE AI today at aceai.com. This is a fake product. Welcome back to our Jeopardy round. Both contestants are tied with a score of $1,200, starting with Trenton. Cultural relativism and ethnocentrism for 500. Women in India wear red on their wedding day, while most Christians wear white. This reflects what? What is cultural relativism? Correct. Material and non-material culture for 200. Material culture. What is the aspect of culture manifested by society's physical object and architecture? That's right. Modern pop, sub, folk, and indigenous culture for 200. Subculture. What is a cultural group within a larger culture? Bazinga, you did it. Material and non-material culture for 100. This one's a joke question. I got into culture when I was in America. I went into the shop and the guy said, "Have a nice day." What is I didn't, so I sued him?
Modern pop, soft folk, and indigenous culture for 100.
What are learned and shared behaviors and beliefs?
What is culture?
Correct.
Cultural relativism and ethnocentrism for 300.
Americans believe that democracy is the best form of government.
What is ethnocentrism?
That's right.
Syncretism and multiculturalism for 100.
Multiculturalism.
What is a society that has many different cultures living together?
Correct.
Acculturation and assimilation for 100.
This is another joke question. You know how Santa Claus differs in different cultures? In pirate culture, he's called Shanty Claus. Syncretism and multiculturalism for 300. Syncretism. What is the practice of combining different beliefs in various schools of thought? Correctamundo. Cultural relativism and ethnocentrism for 400. Cultural relativism. Different cultures that are alike? What is the view that ethical and social standards reflect the cultural context from which they are derived?
Cultural relativism and ethnocentrism for 100.
Ethnocentrism.
What is the belief that one's ethnic group is superior to another?
Correct.
Syncretism and multiculturalism for 400.
Extends relativity to any type of claim. It holds that we all interpret truth through the lens of our respective cultures.
Syncretism.
What is cognitive relativism? Modern pop, sub, folk, and indigenous culture for 400. Modern/pop culture. What is the development and assimilation of media that can be defined as technical modes of reproduction? That's right. Cultural relativism and ethnocentrism for 200. This is the last joke question. What did the sea say to the shore? What is nothing? It just waved. Correct. And that was the last of our Jeopardy round. Trenton finished with $3,000 and Jeremy finished with $1,800. It is now time for our final Jeopardy round. The theme is multiculturalism. And the question is, what is referred to as dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries? There are 30 seconds on the clock, and it begins. Let us see what the contestant said. You go first, Jeremy.
I said syncretism for 100.
Sorry, but no, that is not correct. That is minus 100 on your total, leaving you with $1,700. Let us move on to Trenton. I said xenophobia for 1,500. That is correct. Trenton, you have just won the game of Jeopardy with $4,500, and Jeremy lost with $1,700. Now, Jeremy, your whole family lineage will be tarnished and embarrassed for generations because of your complete incompetence. Good luck.
Wait, why would you say that?
I cannot believe I just won. Well, you just did. And everyone here will be back next episode on Notable Humanities. Except for me, probably because I am not real. We will cover Unit 4 in the next episode, where we will read crazy Yelp reviews. Goodbye, everyone, and happy Halloween. Copyright infringement is not intended. Jeopardy belongs to Sony Pictures, and